Traders control the trade here. We're going to take a really quick look at NIO, very popular stock that's had a meteoric, insane rise to me based on purely a short squeeze, and had like every element of a great short squeeze. Lots of hype, have Tesla flying up at the same time. You have a monster size short float. So this thing was a great squeeze, and I think there was also some really good news out about it. I mean, everything you could have asked for in the middle of the biggest bull market as well. So you had all these things coming together for NIO that made it just make this huge run. I mean, this thing was in the toilet. People couldn't believe they even owned it down here. You know, they had it at $2. Hey, what do I do at $2? Bag holders were well rewarded, and I'm sure there's a lot of people regretting letting go of this, probably including myself. I was making videos on this when it was like, I think like $2-3, and I was looking for a squeeze up to like $10. Never would I have imagined the squeeze would go this high. The chart is starting to roll over, as you can see. I wouldn't give up on it just yet. I thought this was going to come back to earth. I'm very surprised that it has gotten this high for this long without a major correction. But everything is up right now, so it's understandable. I've been to the point where I believe this is going to get cut in half. I'm not trying to scare traders out there. I don't see why this won't go back to the 20s. I think I tweeted about that a while ago, and people thought I was absolutely out of my mind. And it's not that far away, to be honest. So we're kind of hanging by the 100-day moving average right here at 45.95. We closed below that, which would be bearish, but spiked down to 41.66, made a nice recovery, and we closed really well at 49. Had another good day here, but then we'd had these two ugly days, so it kind of erased all the good movement. At the end of the day, this would be our support, 41.66. That's where we're going to look for support. Anything below that, and the trapdoor would probably open down to the 200 period moving average. Breakout area, you can see was a lot of consolidation here, and then boom, we broke out right here on this gap up. The open here is 23.98. So that's kind of my reasoning for us revisiting the mid-20s. Just a quick look, but let's take a look at, we always have to look at longer term charts, and the weekly chart, we closed below the 20-week moving average for the first time in a long time. That's pretty bearish. We have the 50-week moving average creeping up here at 25, which is again the number that I'm looking at. I could see it going to the low 30s, mid 20s at some point. Let's look at the monthly. The stock hasn't been around that long, so that much tape to really go on. This is a very bearish monthly close. We closed at 45.78, and the low of the month before was 49.08. You don't want to close below the low of the previous month. That's bearish, but we still have some support here. The low here is 38.43, and this is our breakout area here that we talked about. You can see it on the monthly chart. So I mean, overall the chart is still incredibly bullish, but it just means there's a lot of room for it to go to the downside too, though. So it's got a pretty wide range. So just be careful with NIO. I know there's a lot of people that are very excited about NIO, but right now it looks like it's doing a pretty hard pullback. Doesn't mean it's not going to make higher highs eventually, but right now it's got to correct a little bit. It's got to come back to earth a little bit. Maybe the shorts will jump back on this, and the trend and psychology will change for a bit. But let's do the bull side though. If you start to have green days and we start to close back above the 50, then I could see this thing flying up pretty fast, because the 50-day and the 20-day are pretty close together. If we start to close above those levels, let's say on a weekly close, of course a daily, then the chart is incredibly bullish once again. So you're not too far off from that happening either. So you always have to look at both sides, remain unbiased, and just look at this day by day, candle by candle. If you're watching, remember, don't let the trade control you.